Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective, going to 5,000 subscribers by Texas LSU. Guys, I wasn't even planning on doing a video tonight. I just wanted to enjoy college football. Thank God college football is back today. Big week 0 game between Miami and Florida in Orlando, Central Florida, and just been enjoying the college game day, just the atmosphere and the banter, Michael Irvin, Tim Tebow going at it. And all hell broke loose tonight. Andrew Luck retires in the middle of the game. We had the breaking news alert about that. The pass interference, the special teams play. You got kickers and punters running for first downs. Both coaches going for broke essentially several points in the game. We have the Big 12 refs making an appearance on opening night. So, I mean, just a lot to wrestle with, especially when you're talking about a Florida Gators football team who is ranked, 8, high expectations for them coming off of, their 41-15 thrashing of Michigan in their bowl game, and what are the expectations for a Dan Mullen, a Felipe Franks? Personally, just starting with Florida, very unimpressed with both Dan Mullen and Felipe. I didn't like how, first off, I don't like how they use Felipe at times. There's no rhyme or reason why he should be running speed option in their offense whatsoever. He's not Dak Prescott. He's not Tim Tebow. He's not Nick Fitzgerald or any type of quarterback that Dan Mullen has had in the past. And that's again on the coach, where you have to adjust to the type of personnel that you have. The other thing, and Kirk Herbstreit was very critical of Felipe in terms of his understanding of coverages, his reads, being very impatient with the football. You see the arm talent there. He can throw the ball a mile, and there's times where his ball placement, he can put the ball wherever he wants downfield. But just the little stuff, hanging his guys out to dry, balls in the flats, right? Overthrowing and being late on routes where you saw Miami came up with an interception. Later in the game, he's played too much football to throw an interception the way he did at the end of the game to give Miami a chance. And I give a lot of credit to Miami Hurricanes and Manny Diaz, first game as a head coach, true freshman quarterback, redshirt freshman quarterback in Jared Williams, true freshman left tackle, and just really up against it in a lot of ways on the offensive line at the quarterback position. And Manny made some mistakes as a head coach that he'll get cleaned up. And Miami was undisciplined as well. But they fought, they battled, they brought that energy, they brought that swagger that you've seen from the U in the past. And I think they're headed in the right direction. They have some really, really talented football players. Brevin Jordan, who you guys saw tonight, number 1 tight end back in 2018. He just jumps off your screen, right? Guy that's, unbelievable athlete. DJ Dallas, another guy that just jumps off your screen. And these guys are warriors, man. So Jaron Williams, first starter quarterback tonight, extremely impressive. I actually thought Jaron Williams was more impressive than Felipe was, because all things considered. And so, big picture, I think Miami later in the season is going to be okay. And I think they're going to be a team that's going to be on the rise. And if they can continue to recruit well and get the type of athletes that you're getting in a Brevin Jordan, they might have the quarterback for a long period of time. And a Jaron Williams, you even see your boy Tate Martell buying in and doing what he can for the team. Those are positives. That's good for their culture. Florida, on the other hand, really worried about them long term, for this season, that is. I don't know if Felipe has the maturity. He's going to have to grow up for me, personally, because when they've played better teams when I say better teams, more veteran teams that they're not just going to be able to come in. Like, they got the 10 sacks tonight on a bunch of, freshmen and very inexperienced guys that play with very poor technique, and the coaches didn't really do him any favors either by, having somebody chip, or it looked like the Chaz Green game when the Cowboys were playing. So Florida's not going to be able to get away with that every week. They're not going to be able to get away with just grabbing people whenever the ball's in the air and freaking out every time. You saw that from multiple defensive backs tonight, and it was inexcusable. Now, I'm a Texas fan, for those of you who don't know, and I'm very concerned about the Big 12 officials who happen to ref this game. Very poor performance on their end, missing false starts, missing blatant delay of games. They still don't know what pass interference is. And it's just they seem to already be in midseason form, as many people were pointing out on Twitter tonight. So, just reckless across the board. But college football is back, and the reason why it's still a good night for college football is the intensity was there. Here we are late in the fourth quarter, freshman quarterback driving for his team to potentially win the game. And yes, Miami was unsuccessful and Florida was able to pull it out. And there's a lot that both teams can work on and get better from. And Dan Mullen's going to have to get better, from a coaching perspective with this particular group. Same with Manny Diaz. But the intensity was there, and it was fun. It was fun, even with all the recklessness, even with all the mistakes, and seeing guys out there. And it's early. It's still August, right? So a lot to we'll see better football down the road. But this was a fun game, and the trash talking was there. The heat was there. Not love with all the turnover stuff, and I'm not trying to be the get off my lawn guy, but I don't need a 10-minute Photoshop or photo shoot, if you will, on the sideline with dudes showing off their drip. Like, that's not for me. I'm more of, I get the, getting hyped, and I want football to be fun, and I am football's fun guy, but that's too much. I mean, you're still in the camera after the, damn near after the commercial break with, trying to show off the drip, and it's just like, we got to get ready for our next series or our next set, and just, having that expectation of we're going to put up a lot of points tonight. We're going to generate a lot of turnovers tonight. So it just seemed like at times Miami was just shocked that they were where they were. That was the only thing that kind of irked me on their end. But that's why I also said on Felipe's side, he's in the camera, he's in the stands talking trash. He's supposed to be a quarterback of a team that could potentially make the college football playoffs, and you're a veteran. I expect more from him as a leader. So those are just my takeaways from the game. And then in the middle of the game, switches to the NFL, Andrew Luck retires. Says he's mentally worn out. He's been dealing with some ankle and I believe calf issues. And, they said they were going to sit him out in the rest of the preseason. Now we're hearing he's going to retire, age 29 years old, the golden boy, right? One of the guys that was comped to a John Elway coming out of Stanford. And this is definitely the most shocking retirement since Barry Sanders. I do believe, though, that we have to wait, give this some time, even through the middle of the season, to see if he decides to change his mind. One of the things is when you step away from something, it kind of helps put things in perspective. I know it's a real blow to Colts fans as well as the NFL fans in general. The Colts have done a very good job. Chris Ballard, their GM, has done a very good job constructing that team after the previous regime did a poor job of building around Andrew Luck. They actually have a team ready to go, and they were right there at the divisional round last year before they were eliminated by the Kansas City Chiefs. So what do and they have one of the better backups in the league in Jacoby Brissett, who, they're still going to pull out 8 or 9 wins, and he's good, but Andrew Luck's one of the top, probably tier 2 quarterbacks, right, in the NFL. So him to retire before the age of 30 is shocking. We might be in a new day where mental health could be factored in when we're talking about the stress and the rigors of always being in rehab mode all the time. And I talked about that with my boy Kirk Johnson on Texas, who's still fighting to play, but it's just tough when your life is more focused on rehabbing and trying to recuperate from an injury and not on football and not on what you were blessed and gifted to do. It takes a toll. So I wish the best for Andrew Luck. I wish even the best for his teammates. That's really, really tough to deal with. I couldn't imagine. It makes me more thankful, though, as a Cowboys fan for Dak Prescott and our quarterback situation. I know many of you don't feel that way, but, just A, availability is a big deal. And B, that passion and love for the game to fight through those things. Not necessarily questioning Andrew Luck's passion or care for the game, but just appreciating my guys, right? So that's just all that news that just got dumped on us. Football is officially back. The rest of us in the college football world are now in game week. It's now going to week 1. What do your teams look like? Hopefully they're more disciplined than what we saw today. Hopefully you don't have some of the issues that just hold you back and could potentially ruin your season. I hope that for the left tackle's sake especially, because I'm not really worried about Jaron Williams at quarterback. He showed me enough to where I think he'll be fine mentally. But the left tackle, having gone through something like that, worry about the young man's confidence moving forward. And, if Miami's going to have to figure out something else there. But, guys, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. It's fun interacting with people on Twitter and whatnot. This channel, this platform is consistently growing. I do like to make content around college football on top of my Longhorns and Cowboys content. So, please, feedback is always welcome. We are looking to get to 5K by Texas LSU. I'm so appreciative of everybody that has come on and been supportive of the channel and continues to support. And if you want to follow us on all of the social medias, make sure you hit the description box below. Thank you. Y'all have a great night.